Okay, now I want to speak on the if function of Excel itself. Now, the if function of Microsoft Excel is used to calculate or determine certain values if is true, and then to print out another value if it is false. Now, before the video already prepared this into our Excel file, and what you want to do, we want to give a pass grade. Let's say that every score that is 70 and above is a pass, then below that is a fail. So our benchmark for the score is 70, right? So any of these students here that has a score of 70 and above is going to be given a result here of pass, and below that will be fail. Now, to achieve that, we are going to use the if function of Excel. Now, for us to start, recall that before we input a formula in Excel, we have to use the equal sign in that particular cell. The same goes to when you are using a function. For example, the if function. In our case, we are going to use the if function. Now, at our cell E2, which corresponds to the second column, that is second row to say, row 2 and column E, we've already seen that a cell is an intersection of a column and a row. Now here, input your equal sign, and then using your if function, open a bracket. The first parameter that comes up says input the logical test. Now this logical test is like a formula which you are going to use, and Excel is going to understand what you are manipulating there at the back end. Now our formula is going to be if our cell D2 is greater than or equal to 70, then give a comma to input the next parameter. It says if the value is true, what are you going to print out? Now remember, you are going to pass in a string here, and a string, you use a quotation mark here to pass in a string. So if the value is true, that is if cell D2 is greater than or equal to 70, we are going to pass the student, okay? Then give it a pass here, then separate with a comma. Then the parameter for if the value is false, you are going to give fail. Alright, then when you are done, you close the bracket. Now let's show a recap of what you are talking about. It takes in 3 parameters, or you can call it arguments. Now the first one is the logical test, second is the value if it's true, then the third is the value if it is false. And remember, we are working with cell D2 here. Right, so when you're done, click the enter button, and Excel tells us that this student has passed. This is because it has met the requirements or the criteria of 70 and above. Now, for us to get the result for every other student here, just hover your mouse around here, you see a plus sign, click on it, and then drag to the end of that row, and automatically Excel fills it up. Now let's see if Excel is actually correct or not. If you go to the 5th row, that is row 5, Benson had a score of 60, and we've seen that the result here shows fail. And then Shadrach had a score of 74. It shows us here that this guy has passed. So we've seen here how to use the if function of Microsoft Excel to compute results. Okay, thank you very much, and I will see you in our next topic.